people became very afraid of the political implications of someone who did not brook other authority and had control over the population, and people were very afraid of those kind of implications.
Joseph breached one of the sacred lines in American political culture of his time. He joined the powers of church and state. He claimed to be a prophet, to speak from God, to command men's consciences, their understanding of the world, and at the same time he liberally accepted offices of mayor, leader of his city. And for Americans, that combination of religious and political power was just explosive. They could not abide it.
Some of his most strident detractors were his former close confidants and followers.
We, the undersigned, feeling ourselves aggrieved by the conduct of Joseph Smith and others of the leaders of the Church of Latter-day Saints, and feeling that we have been most scandalously imposed upon in matters and things of a divine character, wish publicly to withdraw from said church and no longer claim allegiance thereto. Sangamo Journal.
It was a high-demand religion. It required a great deal of sacrifice and dedication. And some folks tired of that and wandered off, or some folks tired of it and tried to find another way to be Mormon without being so committed. But the other reason is that it changed. Joseph had a very ambitious program. At every stage of innovation, somebody said, wait, that's not what I bought into.
Time and again, Joseph watched friends desert him. W. Phelps, early convert and church officer and close friend, had been charged by church members with misuse of funds. He became a bitter enemy of the church and of Joseph. He even had signed his name to the affidavit that put Joseph in Liberty Jail. Yet Phelps later had a change of heart and petitioned to rejoin the church in Nauvoo.
Believing your confession to be real and your repentance genuine, I shall be happy once again to give you the right hand of fellowship and rejoice over the returning. Come on, dear brother, since the war is past. For friends at first are friends again at last. Joseph Smith.
Joseph's preaching always drew a crowd. He talked of the nature of God and the importance of priesthood power. He could discourse for hours on the purpose of life, the destiny of men and women, the second coming of Christ, and he described eternity as if it were in the grasp of everyone.
Sectarian priests cry out concerning me and ask, why is it this babbler gains so many followers and retains them? I answer, it is because I possess the principle of love. All I can offer the world is a good heart and a good hand. Joseph Smith.
He had ability to lead people with a charisma that was born of the Spirit and born of goodness. And those who stood closest to him in the leadership of the church saw that goodness, and they sensed that he had the capacity to bring a people to greater heights, to lead them to greater spiritual heights than they'd ever attained before. I've called Joseph Smith a popular genius because he was a person very unschooled, in a sense very little formal education, and yet it was clear that his ability to comprehend religious ideas was enormous.
From the time of his boyhood until the time he died, he was driven, he was hounded, he was persecuted, he was pursued, but he went forth courageously, adding a convert here, a convert there, organizing the church, establishing his doctrine. I reverence him, I respect him, I admire him, I honor him as the great American prophet, if you please.
In Illinois, as in Ohio and Missouri, anger and resentment festered at first and then gathered strength. Residents from neighboring communities met in Carthage in the fall of 1843 to voice their grievances regarding what they called the pretended prophet of the Lord.
Such an individual cannot fail to become a most dangerous character, especially when he shall have been able to place himself at the head of a numerous horde, either equally reckless and unprincipled as himself, or else made his pliant tools by the most absurd credulity that has astonished the world since its foundation. Edson Whitney, Carthage Committee.
This deluded, fanatical, and ignorant sect is about to be poured upon us by thousands, and thus like the locusts of Egypt consume every green thing in the land and wither away, so far as they can, every vestige of godliness. There is not only in this village, but all through the country, a strong disinclination to live near the Mormons. Reverend B.F. Morris, Warsaw Signal.
Joseph remained resolute, predicting the persecutions would continue, and his people would be driven from Nauvoo to the Rocky Mountains.
No unhallowed hand can stop the work from progressing. Persecutions may rage, mobs may combine, armies may assemble, calumny may defame, but the truth of God will go forth boldly, nobly and independent, till it has penetrated every continent, visited every clime, swept every country, and sounded in every ear, till the purposes of God shall be accomplished, and the great Jehovah shall say the work is done. Joseph Smith.
Public passion accelerated in early summer 1844 as the anti-Mormons banded with the Mormon defectors, some of them former members of Joseph's inner circle.
Joe Smith is not safe out of Nauvoo. We would not be surprised to hear of his death by violent means in a short time. He has deadly enemies. The feeling in this county is now lashed to its utmost pitch, and it will break forth in fury upon the slightest provocation. Thomas Sharp, Warsaw Signal.
That provocation came quickly. On June 7th, the dissidents printed their first and only issue of the Nauvoo Expositor. Its columns accused Joseph of being one of the blackest and basest scoundrels that has appeared upon the stage of human existence, and his followers hell-deserving, God-forsaken villains. Nauvoo City Council retaliated by declaring the newspaper and its printing office a public nuisance and ordering the press destroyed.
The destruction of the Nauvoo Expositor was a spark in a tinder keg. It led immediately to an explosion. I think you do have to say that even if Joseph Smith trespassed on American sensibilities about freedom of the press, that did not license people to gun him down.
Mayor Joseph Smith declared martial law. But animosity had flared beyond the borders of his influence. Illinois Governor Thomas Ford intervened, issued an arrest warrant, and ordered Joseph to turn himself in at Carthage, the Hancock County seat. Joseph at first refused.
We dare not come. Writs, we are assured, are issued against us in various parts of the country. For what? To drag us from place to place, from court to court, across the creeks and prairies, till some bloodthirsty villain could find his opportunity to shoot us. We dare not come, though your excellency promises protection. Yet at the same time you have expressed fears that you could not control the mob, in which case we are left to the mercy of the merciless. Sir, you must not blame us, for a burnt child dreads the fire. Joseph Smith.